Good morning, dear students. Hope all are keeping fine. My dear students, in English literature, we have already completed two poems, that is, The Darkling Thrush and The Birches. And today we are going to deal with a short story, the fourth short story named by To Build a Fire by Jack London. It's a quite long story. It's not possible to read and explain. So, my dear students, I'll be giving a summary which will help you to understand the story. And even if you read the workbook of the story, that will be enough and more. This is just for an help. I am trying to do this. So, to build a fire, now it's the story of man's battle with frost. Or we can say it is the story of a man's audacious challenge to nature. But finally, we find the man loses his battle. And it reminds us that his failure is a warning that man must not try to cross the limits set for him. And he should remember that he is a creature of temperature, able only to live within a certain narrow limits of heat and cold. Uh, as we read the story, one may begin to admire that this man who never surrenders, though the battle is very tough, he doesn't want to surrender. And you will find towards the end, though inspired of his overconfidence, he was losing his battle with the frost. It was creeping into his body from all sides, and at last he realizes that he was making a fool of himself, just running around like a chicken with its head cut off. That's what we find towards the end of the story. So let's have a glance of the story. On an extremely cold and grey morning, this man, our unnamed protagonist, starts his journey from the main trail in the Yukon Territory in Alaska. It's a very cold place, and also he's traveling through a less traveled road where people do not prefer to travel. And the condition there, it has been days since he has seen the sun, and you can imagine the cold there. He sees the Yukon River, what is there, that is already frozen and hidden under the 3 feet of ice. And what happens, this man, this traveler, he's a newcomer to this Yukon territory, and it is his first winter. Before he starts his journey, he was warned by an old timer that a man should not travel in such temperature, in such places, that also alone. But our man, what he does, he doesn't care. He doesn't pay attention to those advice. And the thing is that this absence of sun or the freezing sub-zero temperature made no impression on this man, because he is unable to understand the danger there. He is neither able to understand the severity of the weather conditions or the man's condition in the face of 50 degrees below zero temperature. As we read this story, we find the man was traveling about below the 75 degrees. So you can imagine what would be his condition, why he was not aware about the danger, what he is going to face. Or we will understand that the frailty of man before the mighty universe.